What happened to the raptors on Isla Sorna? There are 4 things that could have happened to cause the extinction of these raptors. The reason being I am making this video is because in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, the big bad money guy who uses all the dinosaurs for bad purposes said that Blue is the last of her kind. As in, there's no more. It's just Blue. No one else. Well, what happened to the raptors on Isla Sorna? Well, there are 4 possibilities, and 4 reasons usually an extinction happens. This doesn't mean all the dinosaurs on Isla Sorna are dead, just means the raptors have gone extinct. The reason 1 is humans. Humans could have caused the extinction of the raptors on Isla Sorna. 3 is disease. There are 2, there are diseases that could probably kill an entire generation of dinosaurs due to the fact they're not used to the diseases outside the island, and also the diseases in this era. They may have been immune to the ones during the prehistoric times, such as the Jurassic and Cretaceous period, but I'll get on to that later. Number 3 is a change in environment. A change in environment could have made the raptors unadaptable, and I'll also get on to that later. 4, what was number 4? Oh, that's right. They could have all died out because of, well, they're all clones. And I'll also get on to that later into the video. But starting with number 1, humans could have ended the Velociraptors. Now, for this scenario to work, all the dinosaurs on Isla Sorna will be dead. And it's kind of sad to think of it that way, but that's how it goes. If you think about Jurassic Park 3 and Jurassic Park 2, look at the way that they're both differently rescued. Ian Malcolm was rescued from a single helicopter that they called in from the mainland. Well, when Alan Grant and, well, he calls them tourists, which is what I'm going to call them, a much more landing party comes in. Marines and the Navy, says Eric. Well, why does someone need this big of a rescue party? It doesn't make any sense unless they were there to eradicate the dinosaurs. Think about it. They sent Marines, not just any typical army fighting force. These are Marines built to kill. Usually the job of Marines is to clear out the battlefield or something like that, or just basically to thin stuff out for the army so the army could instill order in that area. Well, the Marines in this case, that's not their job. Their job is to eradicate all dinosaurs on the island. They brought freaking battleships to Isla Sorna. The American military brought battleships to Isla Sorna. There's only one exclamation for that. They eradicated the dinosaurs. The raptors are dead. The Spinosaurus is dead. The Stegosaurus is dead. Everything's dead. Now, let me remind you that this is a very far-fetched theory, though, involving that there are dinosaurs also running wild on Isla Lubar as well, due to the, well, that may not be true, but I'm not sure. I have to do more research on that. But assuming that there are, they probably broke out from the park. Subject 2, disease. Think about people who, take the Native Americans as an example. There wasn't very much disease in the Native American people until Europeans arrived. Most Native Americans died out due to disease brought over from the other continents, Europe and Africa and Asia. Well, this would be the same for dinosaurs. But it would also work as, They probably grown and evolved on the island to be immune to diseases on the island. If you say that like a human's carrying a disease and it somehow gets transferred to a dinosaur and it's from the mainland, a dinosaur disease would be devastating to the ecosystem, especially since they're on an island and that island does not know. Well, let me rephrase that. That virus or disease did not originate from the mainland. I mean, the island. I'm sorry, guys. This is my first video. Cut me some slack, please. Well, it could also be disease could have killed them because they're not immune to the diseases in our time zone. The time zone that they were used to, which is millions of years ago, diseases could have been very different from now than then. Many different diseases have evolved and popped up all over the world from between now and then. And that is pretty much the end of subject 2. That's not all I can really give you. I mean, that's it. Just diseases. Dinosaurs are not used to diseases from other mainland, and also not from this time frame. That's it. Subject 3. Environmental change. As far as we know, there are 2 packs of raptors on the Isla Sorna. The kind of tiger striped ones that we saw in Jurassic Park 2, which live on one side of the mountain from Isla Sorna, which is mostly redwoods. In Jurassic Park 3, they were on the other side of the island with raptors that had quills. Well, the reason they look different is what Henry Wu said in Jurassic World. They are combined with modern day animals, and they're probably made to suit their environment. This is probably why they look different. Raptors placed on the other side of the island probably were given genes to survive that side of the island. Not, well, genes from the other raptors to survive the other island. It makes sense, but also probably far-fetched, assuming that they probably wouldn't put raptors on each side because the raptors would probably outlast their food source, assuming that all these raptors are female, and they could not possibly known that they would go sterile, which I'll explain that later in the video. Reason being that I'm saying this is because an environmental change could have happened on Isla Sorna. Very bad. And this could have just so happened eradicated the raptors. Doesn't mean that all the other dinosaurs died too. The other dinosaurs were probably more adaptable. Such as Spinosaurus could be a much more adaptable like crocodiles, because it's closely related to crocodiles. And crocodiles have not changed over millions of years. That's just an example, though. Raptors, on the other hand, well, they were each pack was specifically given genes to survive each environment. If there was a change to either one of those environments, it would put the ecosystem in whack on the entire island. So if an ecosystem on one side of the island was destroyed, it would affect the other side of the island as well. But probably still benefiting the other raptors, assuming that there would be more food source for the other raptors to eat. But this is also a very far-fetched idea, assuming that Isla Sorna and between the time frames of the 2 movies, between 2, 3, and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, it's very far-fetched because it would have been another movie about it, probably, about how the raptors and all the dinosaurs were endangered and how an ecosystem change has happened. But time to move on to the next subject, and that is they all died out. And I know it's a subject that needs to be talked about a little bit more, but let's move on. Subject 4. They all died out. Well, there's a lot of wrong things that can happen with a genetically altered dinosaur. These dinosaurs are not pure in their genome, which we all know if you're fans of the Jurassic Park franchise. But, well, usually when you cross two animals with another, their offspring could end up being sterile. Like, take a horse and a donkey, for example. You crossbreed them, and you get a mule. But mules are not able to reproduce. It's not so. It's just I think it's where they're missing a gene, or they have an extra gene to where they cannot. It's chromosomes, not gene. Hold on. Sorry, my dog came into the room. Where was I? Right. You can't just, it doesn't work like that. They have extra chromosomes, or they do not have extra chromosomes, and they cannot reproduce. Now, it may or may not be the same with the raptors, but assuming that, well, they may or may not asexually reproduce, their offspring would be sterile, theoretically. So they would not be able to asexually reproduce. This means they would all die out. But there is another section to this theory on subject 4. Is probably they all died out from being hunted by bigger predators. Now, I know what you're saying, that they would probably be able to avoid these bigger predators just by using their heightened senses and intelligence. But think back to the movies, how often bigger creatures have snuck up on humans and velociraptors. Jurassic Park 1, the T-Rex snuck up on the velociraptors without making a single noise. In Jurassic Park 3, the Spinosaurus snuck up on the humans when they were trying to find a way through the gate, trying to get Eric Kirby to their parents. Now, also, this could be, well, you saw the nest in Jurassic Park 3. If you haven't, I honestly suggest you go see the movie. And, well, dinosaurs are more like birds. We know this for a fact, that they are closely related to birds. And most birds will protect their nest with, well, most of the time they'll even go up against humans just to protect their nest or their younglings. The same could be for velociraptors. But unlike humans, a T-Rex or Spinosaurus would just automatically neutralize the threat. But a T-Rex or Spinosaurus may be overwhelmed with the amount of raptors on Isla Sorna. And that is sorry guys, that is it for my theories on what happened to the raptors on Isla Sorna. Now, I have seen Jurassic World, and I think it was an action-packed movie, but it was more of like a cartoon to me than anything else. And I strongly suggest you go see the movie. And you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video.